It is I, Tentus Naravan Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome. It is time to continue my discussion on the Pathfinder role-playing game system. When we last left off, we started talking about magic items. Let's go over the descriptions of the magic items, the various statistics that you have, because magic items are going to have a number of information that's going to be provided to you. This can anything from the caster level associated, DCs, hardness if it exists, AC, a lot of different statistics which are going to be important usually to understanding what a magic item can do and how it would react to different circumstances. Its AC is going to assume that it's when it's sitting on the ground on its own, not doing anything, unattended. This assumes it has a dexterity of 0 and therefore has -5 to its AC from dexterity. As soon as someone picks it up, everything changes because then they're using the person that's holding its dexterity instead of its own of 0. Now, some magic items will not provide a full description to it. These are magic items that directly mimic a spell exactly word for word. Therefore, you look to the spell for all the information about it. And the item itself, any kind of general information about it, will be given under the item type. So effectively, you look to that type, get the general bits of statistics that all types of that item share, and then each individual one will have abilities based upon the spell that it effectively is casting. Now, all magic items, of course, have a magical aura to them that you can detect with Detect Magic. This will, of course, tell you the school of said magic item, and effectively its power level, which is based upon its caster level, which I'll talk about in a minute. But this is information that is told about every one of the magic items. You will know its effective school. Caster level, though. Caster level is important because if there's any kind of numerical things based upon the spell effect, its range, how much actual power it has, it's these basic statistics, its duration, all of these are based upon caster level when we're normally talking about spells, and it works exactly the same with magic items. Now, this is normally going to be the minimum caster level for either creating the item or for casting the spell. There are exceptions, though. Certain types of items, potions, wands, and scrolls, can be created at higher caster levels. Effectively, the creator can choose to make these items more than just the base caster level. They can choose to make it a higher one, up to their own caster level, never above that. Any other item is effectively just going to say in description what its caster level is. Now, if it mentions slots, it's effectively telling you where on the body you'd have to wear it to use this magic item. If it's not listing anything particular, it's assuming that either you have to wield said magic item, or you have to have it on your personage and maybe use it in a certain way, that usually it's going to be in either hand to use, or you're going to place it down and say something of that sort. But normally just basically mentioning slots is where I'm wearing it on my body, whether it's a ring on a finger or a cape on my shoulders, or it could just be some kind of gem that I'm like poke, throw down, it does something. This is also where it's going to tell you the exact details of how to use it effectively, that, you know, maybe I have to activate it and throw it down for it to be effective, or maybe I have to activate it and place it, that throwing it won't activate it, that I have to have it next to me, things like that, the details, or I have to have it in hand in order to activate this magic item, maybe I just have to have it on my person, all those details there. Now, price will list how much it is to purchase this magic item if you get the opportunity to actually buy it. But price is also important because it tells you how much you'd sell it for. If a PC wants to sell a magic item, they're selling it for half the price that it normally would be. So that's how you figure it out. Quick, simple. You divide that price by 2. There's how much they're selling it for. Other hand is buying it. Now, it could list weight. Weight, of course, is important if you're using any kind of encumbrance rules, but it might not list weight anyway, because the magic item itself could have such an insignificant weight that it's not important to list that. It's kind of a toss-up if it's going to have weight or not. Description will give its full description of powers or spell effects it's having. If it is just mimicking a single spell, it's oftentimes not going to have a description. It's going to assume that you're going to look up the spell. Now, construction is going to be discussing how to properly to create this magic item with the appropriate feats and it will have any kind of prerequisites you're going to require in order to create it, and this is all assuming it is not an artifact because you can't construct those. Now, requirements are going to be all the requirements you're going to need. Any feats, spells, maybe a race, maybe an alignment, class ability, anything you might need in order to complete these magic items. These are the prerequisites that you're going to have to assemble in order to do it. If you're using spell completion items in part of the normal requirements, you're going to have those available and ready to use. It is also possible to do this together with other people. Basically, at this point in time, a group of cooperating characters, each of them has to have one or more of the prerequisites. They have to get together, decide to all use their prerequisites together, work on the magic item at the same time, and then only one of them, though, is considered the creator, and they have to discuss and decide that together. Whoever counts as the final say for all the numeric values based upon it, such as caster level itself. Now, cost lists how much money you have to spend in order to create the magic item. It's as simple as that. Normally, this is, of course, half the listed price to buy said magic item. It's the exact same amount that players would get for selling it. Now, this isn't always true, though. If an unusual component is needed in order to create the magic item, something that costs more than the normal components you'd be using anyway, then you're going to have to include that in this cost at this point in time. So if something would have a material cost associated with this spell you're using, then of course you're going to have that material cost as part of creating it in the first place. Let's talk about magic armor. That's the first one of the magic type of items I want to talk about. Magic armor protects you, and it is usually more protective than any kind of normal armor you could be wearing. It is associated with having an enhancement bonus from 1 to 5, which increases the basic AC value of the armor you're wearing by that amount. Now, there's also the possibility of a special ability being associated with this armor, granting you some kind of special power. In order for you would add together the special abilities and the enhancement bonus for a total enhancement bonus that is the cost of said armor. Multiple special abilities, of course, add together each individually, adding it so it's like +1, +1, +1, +3 enhancement would be a +6 cost total. It is important to note that an armor cannot have special abilities unless it already has an enhancement bonus of at least +1 associated with this armor. And enhancements and magic ability and special abilities cannot exceed a +10 when creating a basic magic armor, meaning you could have up to 5 for enhancement and up to, well, 9 for special abilities if you only have 1 for enhancement. Now, armor that you're finding could possibly be made of a special material too. This is another option. There is percentage rolls to figure out if a special material is being used as part of this armor rather than just the normal metals. This is something like adamantine or mithril. The possibility exists that even that could be enchanted and magical itself. Now, magic armor is built in such a way that its gauntlets, boots, and helm can be replaced with other magic items and still have the entire thing function properly like the magic item it is. So, if you're looking to buy magic gauntlets, magic boots, or magic helm separately, they will still work perfectly fine with your magic armor. The caster level of a magic item of magic armor is either its enhancement bonus ×3 or the caster level of one of the special abilities that it has. You will compare all of these numbers and find out whatever is highest. So whatever special abilities you're putting on the armor, each have their own caster level. You have the enhancement bonus ×3. Compare numbers. Highest is the total caster level you're going to need in order to put all of this together, or to have been the one that put all this together in the first place. So that's it for today. I went over the description of magic items. I went over all the details about it, from the auras it has, the cast level, where on their body you're going to wear it, how much it is to buy, and even talked about creating them. There's a little bit of basic details that you're going to need to know about for creating magic items. Then I dived into, of course, magic armor. I talked about the basics of magic armor and that they're going to be a combination of enhancement bonus, adding to your AC, and special abilities, which might grant you extra abilities that you might want. In the next episode, I'm diving deeper into magic armor, and of course moving into all the other types of magic items that you can possibly get and purchase for yourself. But if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to say, anything you think I left out, please leave in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. It shows support the channel, the Empire, the work I do. If you want to show some extra support, you could always check out my Patreon. Link description below. But regardless, until the next time, I bid you farewell.